All right. Good morning, folks. My name is Rachel Seymour Kiesling, and I'm with the Mississippi Gulf Coast Chamber of Commerce. I want to thank you all for joining us today. Of course, you know the Chamber's mission is connect, inform, advocate, and develop. And we are striving through these challenging times to bring you content and developmental opportunities for you and your business. And it's really given us an opportunity to explore these different digital options. Today, joining us is Lauren Drummond with Coastal Consultants. She has been a CEO and done business valuation and bought and sold businesses through her career. And she is a very credible, wonderful chamber member. So I would like to turn the floor over to her.
Thank you, Rachel. Good morning, everyone. I'm so grateful that we have such a strong chamber here on the coast where we can help each other out during times like this. Now, I am an older woman, have been in business for many, many years, and anyone that's been in business for a long time has gone through trying times. We've gone through wars, we've gone through recessions, we've gone through 9/11, but nothing like this that affected every strata of the economy, every state, every community. This is kind of a different place. But some of the rules that apply are going to apply during those kind of tragedies and hard times are going to apply now. So what can you be doing today? I think we're all struggling for something that we can do right now to feel like we're in control of our destiny. So what you want to be looking at in your business is how to manage and minimize any unnecessary expenses, get a cash flow forecast in place based on the worst case scenario, focus on your revenue generating activities, diversify your sales channels and your revenue streams, and seek community support and advice from a mentor or a business advisor. You're already doing that by being here and being part of the chamber and being available for the information that the chamber is feeding to us. These other ones above will go into a little more detail, a little more specific. I will say that every industry has its tag words, has its words that they use all the time. And I'm no different. I use words that accountants understand, but a boutique owner or a liquor store owner may not understand. So if there's words that I throw out there that don't make sense or you need more information or more help, please reach out to us after the seminar or in the Q&A and we'll try to answer those questions. All right, so I want to talk about how this is impacting us from a federal level. We all have more time to file and pay our taxes, so that should leave us some cash in our pockets. Hopefully we have money set aside for those things, or we were anticipating that expense, and now we do not have to have that expense go out today or tomorrow. If you are in a really bad place where maybe you were in a foreclosure situation, that's going to be on pause. If you have a large business, under 500, but most likely over 50, you are going to have to provide emergency leave for employee or family members. There may be some self-quarantine issues going on. You can't require your employees to use accrued time. Now, that's one or two of 100 different things that's coming out of the feds right now. And I am not an expert on those. You need to go to someone else for that. But make sure that you're aware of how the federal decisions are going to affect your business today. And that may require significant research or a mentor or an advisor that's really up on that, because it is changing by the day and by the hour almost. Here in Mississippi, our employment requirements are changing. Your employees, if you do have to let them go, they can get unemployment in a much faster way. Unemployment insurance charges for the employer are waived. The whole goal that Mississippi is trying to achieve is to keep employers from laying off their employees and try to keep some income going to their employees. All right, then how are you impacted? How is your business impacted and in what way? You need to sit down and actually define that. It's not going to be of any benefit for you to say, oh my gosh, it's horrible, I'm not going to survive, nobody's coming in the door. You need to be specific, and it may not all be bad. We have been talking to some clients here in the office that their business is booming. If they're in a cleaning service, if they're in a courier service, a delivery service, their challenge right now is how to keep their employees well, how to get more employees, and how to expand. Another interesting positive we heard from one client was they're diversifying into a new product line. and they just kind of pivoted in space and found a new niche that they could sell product, and off they go. So define your challenge for your business in specific terms, and then brainstorm with out of the box ideas, because there's nothing like this that has ever impacted any of us that are in business right now that's anywhere like this. So totally get out of the box when you start thinking. You may have to reinvent your whole operation, but you may have time right now to plan that reinvention and have it ready when the economy opens back up again. All right, so then back to our high points: manage and minimize expenses. That's the very first thing that you want to do before you take any other steps. What does that mean? Well, right now, if you pay rent or you have a mortgage on your business space, reach out to your landlord or your mortgage company today. Inquire from them whether they'll let you abate, defer, refinance, get a reduction in your rate. They are expecting you to call. The leasing agents and the bankers are expecting to be asked. There's federal money that's flowing to them, which will make it a little easier for them to do these things for you. The people that call the soonest are probably going to get the best benefit. So put that at the top of your list. The next thing I have on there is throw out or donate stale, dated, damaged goods. Well, that sounds a little counterproductive when I'm telling you to cut your expenses, because this can work in your advantage. Maybe you have a storage building somewhere that's packed full of those things you thought you might sell or repair. Get rid of them now. Give them to someone that can benefit from them. Maybe you don't need as much space in your retail facility as you thought you did. Maybe you can bring someone in, get rid of some of your dated, damaged goods, and bring someone else in to sell their goods and split your expenses. So these are things you can think about. Create cash. Some ideas to help you create cash. If you're processing credit cards and you're having to give a good bit of refunds or returns right now because people are having second thoughts about what they bought, or they're having to cancel a trip, ask them if you can refund it by check. This can save you a significant amount of money on merchant processing fees. If you have a business that has a physical inventory, now say you have an auto parts store, which by the way, they're doing very well right now. A liquor store, again, another one that's doing well. Let me think of something that's not doing well that has inventory. So a boutique, maybe a boutique is quiet right now. Any inventory that you have that you can return to the vendor, you need to return it right now. And the people that ask sooner are going to have the better ability to send it back. You don't need your cash tied up in inventory on your shelf right now. You need cash in the bank so that you can pay your light bill, so you can pay your employees. Maybe you bought that inventory in bulk to get a discount, and you're kind of pushing back at me when I say turn it back, give it back, send it back, because you're going to lose that discount. But right now, the name of the game is to have cash. You can try to recapture. You can lose 2% of a profit on the 10 boxes of something that you bought, but you'll have cash in your till so that you can open the doors the next day. Cash is king. You can reorder product later, and they're going to be happy to sell it to you. They're not going to turn you down. The next thing you want to do is calculate your worst case cash flow. Now, cash flow is something that business owners understand and don't understand. And I can relate to it because when I started in business, I actually worked for my father decades ago, and I didn't understand cash flow, and we make money, but we didn't have any cash. So I'm going to try to make this as clear to you as I can. Profit and cash flow are not the same thing. Right now, you want to be concentrating on cash flow, not at the expense of losing money, but you need to be doing everything you can to have cash in your company. Should you borrow money? Maybe that's a really good idea right now, because borrowing money does what? Puts cash in your business. The rates have dropped. If you have large debt, this could be a wonderful time to go refinance, to get a lower interest rate, which will save you over the long term and maybe get longer terms. Maybe you need to expand right now. And if you have cash, remember cash is king. And if you can borrow money to grow your business, maybe one of your competitors is throwing their hands up and they say, I give up. but you know that you're doing okay. And if you bought them out right now, it would be good growth for you. So get with your bankers, see if you have the credit to do it. It may be a good time to have some more cash in your business. Oh, this came out really small. Sorry about that, guys. Generate cash. Some ways that you can generate cash for daily operations. Consider offering a gift card or a gift certificate, maybe at a small discount. Maybe you have a coffee shop and you'll offer me a $25 gift card that'll only cost me 20 bucks. Guess what? I'm going to buy one for my friend that I know goes by that coffee shop. Now make sure you book that on your books as a contingent liability, as the cash is coming in to pay for the gift card, but the cash is going to go back out when someone redeems it. Maybe consider a Groupon. Don't sell anything below your cost necessarily, but a Groupon with an interesting offer. Maybe if I come get a cup of coffee from you, you give me a free mask. That can bring people into your business. Next thing, profit and loss. I touched on that a minute ago. So profit and loss, profit is not the same as cash flow. Remember that. If you don't get anything out of this short webinar today other than to print a profit and loss statement and look at it line by line and cut out all non-essential costs, this will have been a win for you. We review business P&Ls and tax returns every week in and out of here. And when we ask business owners, what is this line item? What is that line item? Over half the time they say, I don't know. And they're embarrassed that they don't know. We're not amazed at all. We know they're concentrating on running their business, on bringing customers in, on putting product on the shelf, on servicing people. They don't take the time, most business owners do not take the time to look at their P&L, much less their tax return, which for some businesses, that's the only profit and loss statement there is, which is their tax return. But print yours, get with your bookkeeper, get with your CPA, get a current P&L. Another reason you're going to want to do that is if you're applying for any of these many loans or grants that are becoming available, you're going to have it. You're going to need it by month, you're going to need it by quarter, and you're going to need it by year. You're going to have to be able to compare things. But the number one thing is to look at your P&L and be aware. Maybe you don't handle your cash flow in a really good way, and maybe you sometimes write checks that the bank has to cover. Maybe you're profitable, but you just don't manage your cash very well. You might be spending thousands of dollars a year on the bank covering your checks, and then you don't have to do. If you manage your cash a little better, you might be able to put a couple $1,000 more in your pocket at the end of the year, or to pay another employee so you can go play golf. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, then focus on revenue generation. The very first thing you want to do when you open your doors every day is think, how am I going to generate revenue today? And it's no different in times like this. If you have ways that you can focus on getting revenue during these times, that's where you want to put your primary focus. But if you don't have people banging your doors down, or you're not really sure how you're going to generate revenue, look for opportunities. Excuse me, ask for referrals. Whether you're doing your social distancing walk along the beach in Ocean Springs, or you're buying your gas at the convenience store, or you're stepping through the grocery store, ask for referrals from everybody. I'm going to ask you guys here today, please refer people to me that I can help. Take the time to remind your clients of products and services you offer that they might not know about. Many people in the community know that I help people buy and sell businesses, but they don't know that I do valuations. Maybe you have a product that is not your frontline product. Maybe it only generates 20% of your sales in a year. But people don't even know you do it. Take this time. Take this time to research new vendors and products that could be complementary to your business. I know in the past, when I've had inventory heavy businesses, I'll think, I really need to buy that from somebody else, but heck, I got to get some in, so I just place the order. You may have time right now to research all the vendors out there that supply the product that you use, get the best price, get the best product, and have a plan in place to change after the economy bounces back for us. Some more ideas. Consider implementing a CRM system. If you don't know what that is, that's a customer referral management system. So you can keep up with the customers that you're interacting with. Or maybe you need a new point of sale. Maybe you need to investigate the new point of sale, and normally you don't have time. Or we need other kind of automation software tools. I struggle changing any kind of software in my business, but there are times where we actually do need to do it, and it makes us much more efficient and effective. Think creatively about how you can continue to deliver your goods and services to your clients. I have been just awed and amazed at the things that small business owners in our community are doing to stay in business. Curbside service from Tato Nut, deliveries from family dinners from Half Shell. I mean, it's just amazing the things that people are doing. Another thing you can do is reach out to prospects. What about that client that you've always wanted, but you can't get them to slow down long enough to talk to you? They may have time right now. They might answer the phone. We actually reached out to a prospect yesterday in New Jersey that we've been trying to reach for months, and he picked up the phone yesterday, and one of the Nathan that works here in the office with me had a nice long talk with him, and we began to build a relationship. All right, diversify your sales channels and revenue streams. I think this is a big one for most of us right now. Maybe what we normally do isn't going to work like it normally does. So kind of figure out what you can do. Brainstorm with your team. The people that work with you, for you, around you may have ideas that you'd never in a million years think of. And it can be really crazy in this kind of a situation and really work. Keep your eyes open for opportunities. We've had several really unusual opportunities come across our desk, and what we do is pass those opportunities on to people that we know are looking for them. And it's just amazing some of the strange and odd things that are coming across our desks right now. Keep an open mind. Don't say, oh no, I don't want to do that. Keep an open mind. Think about it, at least for a half a step. And then if you do come up with something that's different, update your website, your SEO, your social media, all those other marketing things, so that you begin to really tell people on a regular basis what you do, what you can do. Before I go on to community support and advice, I also say you may really have to reinvent your company. So don't dig your heels in and say, I'm just going to ride it out. I'm just going to keep every penny I have and just hope that it'll all get better. Find some things that are a little proactive that you can do. All right, seek community support and advice. As I said before, you guys are already doing that. You're here. We have such a wonderful chamber here on the coast that does offer us the opportunity to get with people that can help us. Reach out. Join a virtual networking group and participate, at least until the quarantine is lifted. It's much easier to do a virtual networking group than it is to get dressed and run down to a chamber meeting or go to a ribbon cutting. You can do it right from home. I belong to a virtual group of best practices business brokers across the United States, and we have met for years by phone once a month. Well, we are now Zoom buddies, and we're meeting every 3 or 4 days as we try to keep up with all the changing things in the landscape. Spend some time on social media talking about what you're doing in your business. Don't make it just on your business page. I'm friends with so many business owners, and I'm fascinated and want to hear what you're doing to keep things going. Or maybe you need a little help somewhere, and one of us can step in and help you. Shop local and support your fellow business owners. They're going to try to help you. You try to help them. Let's keep it in our backyard. A few more ideas, just kind of random things. Consider giving blood. It is in short supply right now. Complete your TSA pre-application, apply for global entry. Maybe after this is over, you want to take a trip. File for your real ID. I'm sure most everybody is aware that we're all going to have real ID soon. They pushed out the deadline, but why wait to the last minute? You got time, go get it done. Apply for a passport. Perform deep cleaning in areas that haven't been cleaned recently. I think that's going to be one of the top things on my list here fairly soon. If you have even more extra time, go ahead and file your taxes. Yeah, we have an extension, but if you don't have to pay a whole lot or maybe none, because maybe 2019 wasn't a fabulous year for you, don't put it off. Go ahead and get it done because you might be really busy soon. Think about installing a firewall. I think AGJ is doing a webinar on all the hacking and how to protect yourself with all the bad characters that are out there. Update your personal CV or resume. This is kind of a caution tale. If your personal resume is important to your business, which mine is, if you want to work with me to buy or sell a business, you want to know that I have business experience. But on the other hand, maybe your resume is not critical to your business now, but maybe if you have to move away from your business, you might want to have your resume ready. Selling a business. More people are going to be looking for businesses to buy than they have been in the past because they've either been laid off, they are retiring, or they want to move on to something else. They don't want their destiny to be dependent on an employer. Maybe you don't want to go through another one of these kind of incidences once it ends, and you want to start preparing your business, maybe even put it in front of these buyers. If you want to do it sooner rather than later, because we feel like the transactions are going to take more time to complete than they have in the past, and they're never quick. There are savvy buyers coming into the market. They're calling us, they're emailing us, they're blowing up our boxes. What have you got? What have you got? They're out there with cash. Right now, they will still pay your pre-pandemic market multiples. In other words, the current market is not going to kill your value in many, many instances. But you need a good broker, whether it's me or someone else, that'll explain how you recast so that they can see what the true financial health of your business is. The value of your business has not decreased to the extent of the public market. In fact, as time goes by, there may be an adjustment and there may be little, if any, impact to business values on our small and medium markets. A professional business broker or an evaluator can recast your financials and show what your business would have done if the pandemic hadn't hit. And that's going to be a critical thing for you to have going forward. Maybe you want to buy a business. If you want to become your own boss, now might be the right time. There are going to be some deals out there, and their money has never been cheaper, and we're here to help you. Call us if we can help. If you know anyone considering selling or valuing their business, please refer them to us. See, I asked for that referral. We're here to help and support business owners every day, whether there's a pandemic or not. We just closed on a business last Friday. We're selling businesses right now in the midst of this. Not only do we sell businesses, but we do valuations. We've been tasked to do valuations for owners and lenders so that they can see where the business is ready to go. Let us know if we can help. We're going to offer to the chamber members a free 15-minute consultation. Schedule a time with us by going to our website or like us on Facebook. Our website is www.coastalconsult.org. And that, I think, is the end. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Lauren. Open the floor for any questions that anybody might have in the Q&A portion. You're welcome to submit those now. Lauren, I have a question. I know you were talking about having P&Ls and tax returns and things and everything prepared. Any other documentation when folks are going in and looking at those SBA loan options that they should have on their business just to kind of expedite some of that?
Well, they need a balance sheet. They need to check their inventory. We see business owners tend to minimize their true inventory value for tax purposes. So let's say you have a landscape business and you have $30,000 worth of plants. You might only be showing on your tax return you have $20,000. So get all those numbers corrected. Make sure that it's truly accurate before you go into the bank. There's going to need, most business owners are going to need to have a business plan. Now, we can do a quick business plan for most businesses if they need us to, and they're going to want them to do a cash flow forecast. Now, I hope I can give you all a link to do a quick Excel cash flow forecast a little later in the week. But that's something the bank's going to want to know. If we lend you this money, where do you see your business going? So those are those, along with your tax returns and your P&L, are pretty critical to have.
Great advice. Also, are there any online resources for resumes if you haven't done one in a while?
Sure.
Templates for that?
Sure. I think you get one right out of Word, as a matter of fact. And if not, you just Google resume. Google your industry resume. That's a
Right.
real LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, I think LinkedIn even has a template for a resume.
Oh, great. And then we have a suggestion from the floor from our CEO, Ms. Adele Lyons, of also a good time to shop your insurance around. You know, we
Oh,
tend to pick a
absolutely.
carrier and stick with them, but a great time to kind of call and price hunt and do some competitive pricing on your insurance.
Absolutely. And you'll think of these things as you go through your P&L line item by line item. You'll say, oh, I didn't realize that it cost me X, Y, Z, this much to do that or that much to do this, or and you'll start thinking about these things and have time to actually take action to make them more effective and more efficient for you.
Great, great. We'll do one more call out for any questions in the Q&A. Oh, someone in the chat just mentioned that they United Risk saved them $1,250 a year on their homeowners insurance. So again, cash is king. Put that cash back in your pocket instead of paying it out. Thank you, April Cook, for that comment. Okay, so this is from Cora Sewell. Do you know anything on paying your employees unemployment? Should we or should we not?
Okay, so there's a difference between laying off and furlough, and this gets a little above my pay grade. I think the federal government is encouraging people to employers to furlough employees rather than lay them off. If you're laid off, then you're eligible for unemployment. Independent contractors is still kind of a maze. I've sat through multiple webinars trying to get a handle on what, if you're a realtor or a broker like me or some kind of independent service organization, how to weave our way through it. And I don't want to give advice on it just yet because it's kind of still unfolding.
I understand that. There's also a comment that if you're cleaning out your house, donations to Goodwill or Habitats Restore, there's a lot of good donations. I believe the Humane Society has a thrift store. So consider donating. You probably want to call it advance because I'm sure there's some health protocols in place for accepting those donations right now. But definitely make sure that we're not just loading things into our garbage can and creating more waste in the world. Somebody's trash is another person's treasure.
Right.
Let's see. And then we are, the chamber is working to get a speaker on the unemployment issues because, as Lauren said, that is really, you need an expert to navigate some of that stuff. So we are looking to provide some content for you. That will kind of bring our seminar here today to an end. I want to reiterate that the chamber is working to bring you content digitally at least 3 days a week usually. Tomorrow at 10:30, we will have a video posted to our Facebook page by our very own Gabrielle Rose and Lindsay Mitchell. It will be Canva 101. This is a digital graphic design platform that we use often in the office. So please tune into that. They provide some great tips and some great tools for updating flyers, logos, and things like that to help build your business. Thank you all for joining the call today, and we look forward to seeing you very soon.
Thank you very much, Rachel.
Thanks, Lauren.